If Blues Traveler did electronica covers of Spin Doctor songs for a NAMBLA charity album, it would be significantly better than any Stone Sour I have heard. If the Pet Shop Boys did a live set of Slayer songs on detuned pianos while being fucked by meth-addled gorillas, it would be 71% better than anything on the Corey motherfucking Taylor solo album. If Andrew Dice Clay read transcripts of laxative commercials over the Deliverance soundtrack played at half speed, it would be more dignified listening than any Stone Sour recording. If a Tears for Fears cover band re-recorded Pantera's debut hair metal album in the back of a truck that was being driven over 800 miles of solid potholes while recovering from an Ambien bender, there is a better chance I would intentionally listen to that than any Stone Sour release. If Imagine Dragons did an album of John Fogerty solo covers using nothing but steel drums and slide whistles in order to raise money for Sex Offenders Without Borders, it would be roughly 8 times less embarrassing to own than any Stone Sour album. If I was forced to join a cult that required me to have sex with dead babies while licking a yak's asshole and listening to a young adult audiobook about white supremacist teenagers who are in love with quadriplegic vampires, I would be in a better place in life than I am when Through Glass comes on the radio. If I had to watch the Jerry Springer Show while trapped in the eyeball contraption from A Clockwork Orange for 16 hours a day for a month and fed only moldy beets and fermented elk cock, that would be less excruciating than hearing Corey Taylor's opinion on anything. If the Charlie Daniels Band, minus Charlie Daniels, did a double live album of original calypso tunes that was recorded in a Nebraska casino, it would be more musically compelling than the best 10 seconds of the best Stone Sour song. If Real Big Fish recorded themselves practicing mariachi music for the first time, while the whole band were borderline overdosing on Robitussin, that session would be more inspirational than any Corey Taylor has ever had outside of Slipknot. If Meg White had a Pornhub channel where she did playthroughs of the most complex Tool songs while vaginally riding an unlubed rubber fist, it would be less painfully awkward to watch than any Stone Sour video. If Bob Dylan, Neil Young, and Geddy Lee formed an a cappella group to sing Italian opera classics at a children's hospital, it would be a more enjoyable performance than the best Stone Sour show. If Taylor Swift performed Trout Mask Replica in full, backed by the Tijuana Brass Band, while receiving treatment for syphilis with nothing but prayer, it would be twice as listenable as Stone Sour. If Gilbert Gottfried did a spoken word album with Oasis improvising Bach vignettes in the background, it would be superior in every way to Corey Taylor's solo output. If a chorus of middle school mumblecore rappers tried to rhyme Red Hot Chili Pepper lyrics over Conway Twitty albums played backwards, they would be too good for Stone Sour to open for. If Samuel L. Jackson drunkenly karaoke'd Mariah Carey's greatest hits at a Mexican restaurant while tearfully admitting between songs to raping women, it would have more integrity than anything Corey Taylor ever recorded with Stone Sour. If Biz Markie and Helen Keller teamed up to make a podcast for the purpose of teaching enunciation to inner-city kids by reading Bible stories written by death row inmates, it would be more listenable than Stone Sour. If Kids Bop made a jock rock album, it would be infinitely better than Stone Sour. If Huey Lewis sang entirely in scat over Weird Al improvising polka jams on an accordion, For a late night show hosted by various members of the Proud Boys, it would be immeasurably less cringy than Corey Taylor solo performances. If the cast of Glee performed a 2-hour version of Freebird, with all instrumentation represented vocally, on a cruise ship full of evangelical used car salesmen, it would be more artistically advanced than the best Stone Sour song. If the Insane Clown Posse were medicinally stabilized and did an unplugged set of songs about patriotism, it would have far greater aesthetic merit than the music of Stone Sour. If Rob Zombie DJ'd a prom for homeschooled kids, using only vinyl albums that have been at the local Goodwill for over a decade, it would be more musically adventurous than Stone Sour's entire repertoire. If a chorus composed of the 40 people in the world with the most debilitating cases of Tourette's syndrome made a Christmas album, I would buy 100 of them before ever purchasing a single song Corey Taylor recorded without Slipknot. If Maria Bamford performed the Vagina Monologues through a bullhorn in a Presbyterian retirement home, it would be easier on the ears than Stone Sour. And if Randy Macho Man Savage used auto-tune to sing Bad Company songs, with Hootie and the Blowfish as his backing band, for an album to be heard exclusively at select Planet Fitness locations, it would be superior in every way to everything Corey Taylor has done outside of Slipknot.